back to another episode of 15 Good Minutes. We're just chopping up, talking some old NCAA stuff that by the time you hear this will be old news, which is why we're not doing the show on that, but we could. Some fascinating stuff, talking about the portal and stuff. LB, how you doing, man?
Exhausted.
You did exhaust the last 3 or 4 weeks. That's good. You must be getting it. You still building all this stuff in the backyard?
I have a story for I got something to say.
All right, we'll come back to it.
Yes.
Charles, how are you, man?
I am wonderfully, wonderfully excellent.
Double wonderfully. Good.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Freddie, what's happening? How are you, man?
I'm well. How's everyone doing?
Wonderful.
Doing good. Today's topic is one we're going to revisit. We kind of sketched on it some time ago, but I wanted to bring it back up because it's been in the news of lately. It deals with having a dress code. We may get into dress codes in different situations, but this one specifically to start off is that Ruth's Chris Steakhouse dusted off the dress code. They had one and just wasn't enforcing it. And I want to get your opinions on it. Just to level set, the keys to this particular dress code is called, business casual, which usually means collared shirts, dress pants, skirts, maybe some tailored clothing. Prohibited items, gym wear, sweatpants, tank tops, cutoff shorts, and explicit clothing, which to me doesn't seem like a stretch, but okay. Hats, if you wear a baseball cap, you'll be asked to go to the lounge. And like I said a minute ago, the enforcement, the policy's been around forever, but now they're starting to re-up it. So I'd like to get your thoughts on it. My first question is how do you feel about dress codes at certain types of establishments, right? Just in general. Charles, is it a for it, against it, don't care where you're concerned?
I'm for it. I'm totally for it. I think if you go to a high-end restaurant, right? I mean, honestly, if I'm going to a high-end restaurant, I'm gonna probably dress appropriately for that high-end restaurant. If I go to a Morton's or Ruth Chris, right?
Capital Grill.
I've never been there.
Oh, use me.
He's been there. He just doesn't.
I did go there, right?
Yeah,
I did, and I was dressed. Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah,
he's of a certain age.
I dress business casual going to Margiano's, right? I think when we met at first watch, right? I would consider that was kind of business casual, right? So I go out to, if I go to Chili's or somewhere like that, I probably dress way down.
Well, I mean, that's a fair point, Charles, because I mean, Chili's is the one that's out here taking shots at people, which I think makes Chili's look bad. Chili's is actually coming after them as if Chili's is on the same level as a Ruth's Chris. Right. And I said this in our group chat, I got nothing against Chili's, but you may want to compare yourself to an Applebee's or
McDonald's. How about McDonald's, Wendy's?
Yeah, on that level.
Exactly.
But yeah. So okay, so you're good with the policy, Charles. Freddie, talk to me, man. I kind of went back and looked at your opinion last time that we talked about it, so I think I know where you're headed. But tell our audience how you feel about dress codes at restaurants and other places.
Personally, I don't even remember what I said the last time, to be honest with you. But
you basically said, I'm not a fan of it. It's my money. If I'm paying my money, I can dress in the way that I want. That's just a high level version. I mean, you got into some specifics, but that's why we're revisiting it though.
Okay. Well, same shit, different toilet, right? I mean, I look at it like this. I mean, now hear me out, right? I hate to dress up. I hate to dress up to go to work. I hate to dress up to go out to dinner with my wife or whatever. I hate to dress up. I like to be relaxed, but however, whatever I'm going to wear, wherever I'm going, it's not going to offend you, right? It's not.
I'll just say this. I've seen him dress for work, and he dresses like a model, like a fashion model. So he might be downplaying it, but no, I've seen you go to work shirt tie. So that's come on, man.
I just don't like to do that. Is I don't think you get the best out of me if right.
If you suited and booted.
Right, you're not getting the real me to where the creative genius can just fly, right? But but if you are an establishment, whatever, and I said whatever specifically because what Ruth Chris is today is not what we knew them to be 20 years ago, right? So let's not front and act like they
Well, we won't,
really
but let's do this though. 20 years ago, the dress code was much more stringent.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the reason I read
And-
what it is,
and if I
it's
can-
asking you not to wear sweatpants, cut off shorts,
exactly.
is much different than it was 20 years ago.
Exactly.
So
That's the point.
they've
But
adjusted at some level.
in standards, they're not who they were 20 years ago. I'm not against it, but I think if you're going to go to an establishment, you should, consider your appearance and not do something that would, you know, distract other patrons and offend other people. So, but I'm still against it.
Yeah, I kind of gather that. So LB, I think of all of us, this particular restaurant you know more about than the rest of us. So, in giving your opinion, let me know how you feel about Ruth Chris. But in general, to your point, Capitol Grill, Morton's, any type of what you would consider fine dining establishment. Do you have an issue, with dress codes? If yes, why? If no, why not?
Well, let's start with first, Freddie. 20 years ago, Ruth Chris didn't have to enforce their dress code because 20 years ago, we still cared how we appeared in public. And when I say we, I mean we as all of us, society. We weren't going 20 years ago. We didn't get on airplanes in our pajamas.
And bonnets
and slippers and all that nonsense. We didn't do that 20 years ago. So I don't think they needed to do that 20 years ago. Move forward. The dress code that they have, at least from what I've read, what you sent us, their dress code is eerily similar to a golf course. You go to a public golf course, a t-shirt that says something crazy or a t-shirt, general, it could be just a plain t-shirt without a collar. They will ask you to go get a shirt. I went to University, this was years ago. I went to University of Maryland golf course, and I had on a shirt, like an Under Armour type shirt, not super tight fitting, but it had a golf logo on it, but it did not have a collar. That Bama told me I need to go get a collar at the University of Maryland, and it ain't even a good course. You know what I mean? So, but that's the dress code. Long pants, no jeans, no blah, blah, blah. Come prepared to present yourself accordingly for their rules. I am all with it. I think we need this because we're going down the rabbit hole now. Because we as a society have become so casual in wherever we go now. Grocery store. I'm not saying you need to be suited and booted for a grocery store, but please look like you washed your ass today. How about that? Can I ask that? Can I ask you not to bring your dog in the grocery store? Come on, man. Everything now is just so casual, no matter where you go, that we act like we don't care about nothing when we go out anymore. I don't even hardly wear jeans anymore. I mean, I've got jeans. I've very seldom wear them. Unless I'm going to Home Depot, I got on jeans. But if I'm going to Chili's, chances are pretty good. I'm dressed like I'm about to go to a golf course. Because I got on some golf pants. I got on a collared shirt. That's just how I dress nowadays. Maybe it's because I'm of a certain age. That could be too. I wear baseball hats too, but unlike these two fine gentlemen who I'm looking at now, they got on hats in their house. My father would not allow us to wear a hat in a house. And his rule was, I paid good money for this roof. Why you got a hat on in my house?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've adopted that rule in my house too. My daughter brought some friend over. Bam is sitting at my table with a hat on. I'm like, no, you're not. So I'm just saying we've gotten so casual that for me, anybody who comes up with a dress code, I'm with it. Because it brings a certain level of civility, a certain level of I give a to this environment.
Yeah, and I think too. I'll admit that for me, it's I do think people of a certain age. I mean, you mirrored a lot of what Charles said. Charles didn't indicate this, but and it seemed like it was yesterday, but like 12, 14 years ago, you know, when we worked at Washington Navy Yard, there was a dress code.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was, we weren't government employees, right? We were the contractors.
Yep.
We had the dress code.
Yep.
A lot of them government people just look like, well, you know.
They roll out of bed, doesn't it?
But let me tell you something. We had a dress code similar to golf, but I never, with the exception of casual Fridays, saw that man without a full suit. Now, you need to understand what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I went, you know, more modern day, so I would say sport coat, collar.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't see Charles without a full-blown suit and tie all the time. So what I'm saying, LB, is I think that's just part of our makeup. You know, we came from that. The reason that you would look like you going to the golf course, going to Chili's, is because that's your everyday wear. Yep. So I'm okay with, for example, you know, you can dress up some jeans with a sport coat and a nice shirt and go out to dinner and still look good. Mm-hmm. One of the places that we go to vacation, which is sandals, they have restaurants on sandals. You need a jacket.
Jacket on. Yep.
A jacket, or don't eat there. And I think it just kind of sets the tone, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, it is not because you're spending X amount of money. You just, for me, I wanna look the part. I think you're going somewhere nice. It shouldn't just be the meal.
It sets an atmosphere.
Have had conversations, he and I, with other people in our group who will go out and then get all weary when it's time to split the check and stuff like that. That's not the place for that. To me, this is a place where we're going for conversation. We're going to catch up. We're going to do other things. So prior to getting there, I'm already like, okay, let me see, you know, what am I wearing? It's not a tough decision. Yeah. You get it and you go. For me, the problem is I do that and I get there and I see people there that look like they gave no time, no energy, no effort, but they're getting the same service. So that's the part. So and again, like one or two of the links that I sent you, you know, I think Al Roker is of a certain age too, and he's got some really strong opinions on it, you know. And he gives you clues.
Fine dining for a reason.
Right. He says, listen, if the restaurant has cloth napkins, you should be dressed accordingly. Just use that as a guide. And I'm thinking that's a great indicator.
But what does that really mean, right? Because say I come in t-shirt and jeans, right? Yeah. And you come in a 3-piece suit and we order the same exact thing.
I don't think it's about what we order, how much we're spending though. Right.
No. But that's the thing, right?
Any fine dining establishment should be able to say, I don't want cut off shorts. I don't think that's a stretch.
But when you say cut off shorts,
I mean ripped jeans that's cut off shorts, man.
But just because I have on ripped jeans or cut off shorts, you want to deny me service or send me to the
I really do. Yes, 100%. I think LB's example of the golf course is 100% spot on.
It takes away from that atmosphere of the facility that you're in. If everybody else is dressed a certain way and you come in dressed different from everyone else, you now become the center of attention. And you take away from the other people and I know what you're gonna say, Freddie. Well, they shouldn't be looking at me. Well, they got no choice because you walk in the aisle with your t-shirts and flip-flops on. Not just bear with me, Freddie. With your t-shirt and flip-flops on, while everybody else got on slacks and a shirt. Because they came there because it's fine dining. They came dressed to sit and have a nice conversation with the people that they're with at the table, eat some good food, a good meal, and go home. Now you come in, and excuse my language, dressed like a clown. Now everybody's looking at you like, who let the clown in here? I thought we was at fine dining. So therein lies the problem. It's not, and this goes at any restaurant, not Ruth's, Morton's, anywhere that has quote unquote fine dining attached to their name, then we as the patrons should dress a certain way. And like I said early, it's the same as a golf course. You have to dress a certain way to play on these golf courses. Municipal, private, semi-private, country club. They all got dress codes.
To your point, LB, I don't expect any of this to change the way society is. But what I like about it is, again, being someone of a certain age, if this group was going to go out to Capitol Grill next week, I'm of the mindset now that I'm okay with that. I choose to go there knowing they have a standard.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. You know, the average meal is going to be 100, 150 per person anyway.
Yep.
So if you can go there to eat that, and I'm not asking you to dress like Charles, I'm not saying that because he's going to come there in a suit and a tie, and I get that, his prerogative. But come on, man, cut off shorts, A shirts, whether or not it's offensive, big logos, no. Or to Freddie's point, you go to your local supermarket in your pajamas, buy that steak, go home, cook it, and be happy. Because I'm gonna be happy that your pajama wearing ass ain't in the restaurant with me while I'm hanging with these guys. I just think that it's a very popular topic, and Freddie, I do get a lot of what you're saying. I try to respect both sides. I just think there has to be some places that you can go and it not be
civilized.
Yeah. But
it used to be that you didn't really see that unless you went to Walmart at like 2:00 in the morning.
You go to Walmart 2 in the afternoon in my neighborhood.
Now you can see it at 2.
Anywhere.
You can see it at 6:00 in the morning. You can see it at
Walmart at 2 o'clock.
Charles. Because it's 24 hours.
It used to be 24 hours.
Let me see what the fellas have to say. And since I know you, LB, have something, let me start with you today, man. What you got?
All right. I'm looking at the timer. Okay, here we go. So I've been working on my deck. Good sized deck. I've been working on it last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
That's why I've been so tired. Tell you about my day today. Last night I made a reservation at the Sunbelt to rent a power washer.
Yeah.
This morning I get up. As soon as I get up, I call them and say, hey, I made a reservation last night. I'm coming to get a power washer. Guys goes to the computer, click, and say, hey, I don't see your name on here. I'm like, well, I made a reservation, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, we don't have one. We got one, but we don't have the wand or the hose. I'm like, well, then you don't have one. So he says, well, I got one in law. I can send you to that one. So he's okay. He gives me a number. I call that number. Immediately call ends. I do this 5 times. The call keeps ending. Never goes through. I go online. I'm going to back up. The name of this story is Listen to the Signals. Let's read the signs. Read the signs. Okay. So the call never goes through. I go online, check. It's a whole different phone number, whatever. I call the people, tell them what I need. He said, yep, I got one. Got you in the system. Come on, come get it. I drive 40 minutes across town to go get this power washer. Guy shows me how to use it, make sure everything is good, got the hose, blah, blah, blah. Get in the car, 40 minutes back home. Get out, get home, get it out of the truck, get all my hoses out, get my spray out, get everything ready to power wash my deck. Put everything up, pull the string, thing won't start.
Damn.
40 minutes later, I'm still yanking. I got a blister on my hand. I've been yanking it so hard, the damn thing wouldn't start, right? Fine. Okay. I was like, okay, I'm listening to the signs. Stop. Unhook the thing, get everything coiled up, blah, 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 taken apart, get it ready to put back in the truck. Got everything in the truck except the power wash. I said, you know what? Let me try one more time. Pull it, starts right up.
I don't mean to laugh, but
so
now everything's got to come out the truck.
So I take it back down the hill. It's still running this time, right? It's still running. Take it back down the hill, get the hose back out again. Look, everything is still running this whole time. I put the hose together, blah, blah, blah. I hook the water hose up to it. It cuts off.
Oh, now it's just messing.
Pull it again, nothing. I'm like, oh my God. So I hook everything again. At this point, I'm like, the signs, it's clear. I am not doing this today. I should not be doing this. Unhook everything, get it all back into the truck, take it back to the people, walk in the door. They're like, you back soon? I'm like, yeah, let me tell you why. So I tell a lady, of course, they refund all my money and stuff. And I decide right then, I was like, okay, listen, if I had listened to the signs this morning, when I called the guy, he said, we don't have no reservation for you. That was the sign right there. That was the first reservation right there. The first sign, but he didn't have my reservation. The second sign was when he gave me a phone number and it was a dead number. But no, I went around that sign. You know what I mean?
You were determined though, man.
And you know, so while I'm eating lunch today, I made a phone call, $180, guy come here Friday, gonna power wash my deck. Do you know how much the power washer was to rent?
No.
$90, dude. So, but the essence of it, it wasn't about the money. I like doing stuff.
I get it.
I like feeling that accomplishment of I started this project, I saw it all the way through. But I have new leaf going forward for 2020. We in 2026. 2026, April 2026. I'm spending money, Freddie.
Welcome to the club, man.
Money.
I'm spending money from now on. I'm supporting the economy. The handyman.
I've been there, brother. I told you. Feel your pain. So hey, listen, everybody. If you got a thought on the dress code thing, weigh in. Maybe we come back and talk about it again. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be anything too restrictive. Just how you feel about dress code in general. Stores, restaurants, golf clubs, Texas. You see what I did there?
Airplane.
All right, guys, we gotta run. We'll see you guys.
Be free. Be free.